Hi beautiful souls, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Cade, and today I'm back with another weekly collective message. I love doing last week's collective message so much, so I'm super excited to do this week's. We are going to be doing October 25th through the 31st, and we're going to be seeing what energy is going to be showing up around those specific dates and what we're going to be working through as a collective. Okay, so make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Check me out on other social medias. It's all going to be linked down below in the description box. Okay, Spirit, so let's just guide me. October 25th through the 31st. Don't take anything for granted, okay? Everything has the ability to leave your life, is what Spirit is saying. Everything has the ability to leave. Okay, so never ever take anything that is right in front of your face for granted, okay? I think this energy is surrounding people, it's surrounding jobs, it's surrounding anything that you hold super tightly to you. It can go away in the snap of the fingers, okay? So it's like Spirit is showing me that there is this brick wall that the collective is working through because we think, I don't know, Spirit's calling it a brick wall. Why are we calling it a brick wall? It's like we think that we're entitled to what we have as a collective, or the collective is recognizing that what we have is not ours. What we have is not a for sure thing, and it can always leave and it can always change. And it feels like that's what the collective is discovering. So a lot of different things are being ripped away from people, I feel like, in their life, and you know, they're questioning why, but what was taken away was never really theirs, okay? And so there is like this feeling Spirit is describing from the 25th to the 31st of like needing to have an energy that is super appreciative, like appreciate what you have, because they just keep saying it can be gone in an instant. They're also showing me a house fire. So I don't think, I'm not predicting a house fire, but what I feel like this represents is like how everything can just go away all at once. You know what I mean? Your house just burning down instantly. Maybe some of you had a house fire, and that's resonating with you specifically. You don't know what you have until it's gone. You don't know what you have until it's gone. So there's this theme that the collective is working through from the 25th through the 31st of like saying thank you. You know what I mean? Thanking, you know, Spirit, thanking the universe for the things that we have. I feel like I'm getting a strong energy of hold your loved ones close to you. Appreciate, like Spirit is saying, appreciate your children, appreciate your parents, appreciate your family members, your friends, and just hold them close to you, because things are just going to be changing. Spirit is saying things are going to change so much. So you could have family members that are going to be moving away. Things could be shifting. It just feels like there's a strong energy around needing to appreciate what is currently around you from the 25th through the 31st. Let's dive deeper into what this is. I'm also getting that we need to be more conscientious, Spirit is saying, of our environment and of our planet. It's almost as if humans feel entitled to the planet. We feel entitled to like take up space and to use things when it's like it's being gifted to us by the universe. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everything that we use on a day-to-day basis is not really ours, and we need to come at it from a more appreciative manner, is what Spirit is saying from the 25th through the 31st. It feels like this specific theme is going to be showing up energetically. But it's like humans never learn. They don't learn to get past that selfishness, Spirit is saying, collectively. It's like they never learn that selfishness is not the answer. Okay, selfishness will never get you where you need to go. It's the feeling of coming together that needs to be reinstilled in like the collective's consciousness, is like we need to come together, yet we keep getting further apart, is what Spirit is saying from the 25th through the 31st. It's like, we need to come together, but we keep moving further apart. Interesting. We need to come together, but we keep moving further apart. Things are going to be changing because the collective doesn't realize how much we have right now. We don't recognize like our planet and how much the planet provides for us. We don't recognize, certain people in our life. We don't take that moment to look around and just appreciate what others are giving us. Specifically, I keep getting the planet. So maybe there's some environmentalists that are watching this and stuff like that. But I just feel like there could be possible storms that kind of create chaos. Spirit is saying, I know this is crazy, but I'm getting like storms are maybe going to be popping up all over the place because Mother Earth is not happy right now with the way that she's being treated. And so there will be that backlash from Mother Earth. It just feels like we are using up, I'm wanting to speak like of all of her materials. And it's like, why are we destroying what is bringing so much life to us? Is kind of what I'm getting. I feel like from the 25th through the 31st, guys, read into like the environment, how to save the environment. Certain animals that are going extinct because of humans being selfish. This is what the theme is for this week, is humans are selfish. And it's needing to also look at our own selfishness and how we're contributing to that problem. Like where in your life are you being selfish? Where in my life am I being selfish? And how are we contributing to this collective energy? And also realizing as humans that we're not above someone else. Like we're not, just because we have more of this or more of that doesn't make us any better, and it doesn't make us above that other person. And Spirit is saying humans have a hard time realizing that. And there are a lot of people, I'm getting from the 25th to the 31st, there's a lot of like people that are like almost showing their true colors, and like that energy that people harness, that selfishness is going to be showing up. It's going to be showing up in your everyday life, like just recognizing certain people and their selfish ways. And I also feel like it's going to just be showing up in a very public way, through, public figures and stuff like that. So, like, it's almost like, why do humans ruin every good thing? Like, we have a good thing and then we ruin it. And then we have a good thing and then we ruin it. It's, Spirit is mentioning the Lorax, like these beautiful trees, and then they chop them all down and then there's none left. And it's just unfortunate. Okay, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. And I don't know how this is going to be showing up. From the 25th through the 31st, I don't know if something significant is going to happen in your life where like a selfish person just really shows their true colors and you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Or if this is going to be happening in a very public way, if there's going to be themes of this on the news, different things like that. Let me see, Spirit, what else? What energy is the collective moving through from the 25th through the 31st? I'm hearing the song Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift for some reason. I don't know why. Out here in plain sight, tangled up with you all night, burning it down, burning it down. Burning it down. I'm seeing like burning, like fires everywhere, little fires everywhere. It almost feels like, what are you trying to say, Spirit, with this little fires everywhere? Hold on. What do you mean? Blaming, like your fault. I almost feel like there's a lot of blame as well. Like Spirit is showing like your fault. Like people want to blame a specific person, or there's going to be a lot of blame from the 25th through the 31st surrounding what we're talking about. Is like, I feel like when that selfishness comes up, it's like there's a feeling of wanting to blame a particular person or blame, a particular group is what Spirit is saying. And what do you mean by this? But it's like, that's not where Spirit wants us to go. So it's almost like this feeling of like, Spirit wants to bring up these issues of like the environment and different things and like not taking things for granted, but then it like creates more divide, because then it's like there's just two separate sides, and one of them's like, no, it's your fault, that's why it's happening, and then the other side is like, no, it's your fault. And then we're right back to the same place that we were in. And so Spirit also, as they're talking about all of this energy, they don't want you to blame anyone, because in essence, everyone in the collective is contributing to this in some way. Whether you're the one being selfish, or, you're the one creating the divide, maybe you're the one putting the blame on someone. We all do it in some way. And so it's more about, from the 25th to the 31st, of like Spirit just wanting people to reflect on themselves, because in essence, it's like you can't make a bigger change unless you make a bunch of smaller changes. And it really does start with yourself. So if Spirit is saying the way that we can contribute to this, whoever's watching this on this platform, is to start with looking at our own selfish ways and our own selfish behaviors, and like thinking like, how can we change those? How can we be a little less selfish? How can we be a little bit more giving? And how can we be a little bit more thankful? Whether that be, starting to recycle, like, you know what I mean? Reusing things that you can reuse, thinking about ways that you can cut back on waste and ways that you can change as an individual, because Spirit is basically saying like, it's going to be individuals changing, which create a bigger change. And it really does start with us. I feel like a lot of times there's almost this feeling of like, we have the voice is kind of what I'm getting. It's like almost going to like kind of back to the other collective reading where individuals have more power. And so I think what Spirit wants you to do, instead of putting the blame in a higher up, someone in the government or something like that, it's easy to just push that blame to like the person who is in government. You know what I mean? It's easy to just say it's their fault. Like, I can't do anything about it. Me recycling isn't going to help, blah, 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 blah. But it's like Spirit really wants you to recognize that you changing as an individual can change the world. And I think we don't realize how much of an impact we have as individuals. Spirit wants to put more power into individuals, and they want you to recognize, specifically whoever's watching this, that you have power, okay? And, if you start doing something, it can be a domino effect for the people around you, even if it's just a few people. You know what I'm saying? And when you change the minds of those few people that are around you, they then can go change the minds of the few people that are around them. And it really is a domino effect. So Spirit doesn't want us to think of it as something that has to be a decision that has to be made from the very top. Like, Spirit doesn't want us to look at this selfishness as something that has to change at like a higher up level, which it does, don't get me wrong, but it's almost like they want us to start from the bottom of the food chain in a way, and recognize that like, if it's weird the way they're explaining this. I'm just going to channel it the way it's coming through. So they're showing me like a food chain, okay? For example, top government officials are at the top of this food chain, and then you have all of us, okay? Right? You know what I mean? No one cares about all of us. Okay, anyways. They're almost saying like, we matter too. Like, everyone at the bottom of the food chain matters too. And what a lot of people in the collective do, what a lot of us do, is we say pshaw. Like, we look at a bigger issue that is affecting everyone, and we just think that we have no power. Like, we just say pshaw. Like, I can't do anything about it. That's for the higher government official. And Spirit does not want you to do that at this time. They want you to put a little bit more power back into yourself, and kind of like see yourself as having more influence, because we do. It feels like individuals like are going to have more influence, is what I'm getting, okay, intuitively. Like single, like regular, everyday, normal people are going to have more influence. Let me see what else. It's just it's creating chaos because people want more power. It's like people want more say. It's almost like the power is harnessed in one thing. Like there's certain, like, you know, big businesses, government, blah, blah, blah. The power is all in one place. And I'm just getting intuitively, it's like Spirit is saying the power is going to be trickling downward so that more people have more power. And I think even you as an individual are going to be recognizing that, especially with social media. Like everybody has a voice, you know, and everyone has that opportunity to speak their truth. And so I kind of encourage you to speak your truth in whatever way that comes through for you. And also ask yourself how you can be a little less selfish and how you can like contribute to the greater good, especially the planet, guys. That keeps showing up about how we're like destroying our planet. Like literally, Spirit is saying. And it's like you know it's happening. You see that it's happening. There are so many things right now that are happening. And it's like us as individuals, we see it. We know that it's happening. We know that it's going on. And we just like push it to the side. We're like pshaw, like it doesn't matter. And it's like we have to speak up in some way, whether or not you feel like you're going to be able to make a big difference or not. It just feels like speaking your truth matters, whether you think it's going to have a big impact or not. I don't know why I'm getting that. Spirit is just saying speaking your truth matters. And it almost feels like there's going to be this, like, I just feel like more people are going to be speaking their truth, and it's going to lead to like positive change, because I feel like there are certain things, like I feel like some of you are social justice warriors that need to speak out about that. And you know, there are certain things that we know are going on behind the scenes. Like we see it, you probably see it every day, and you know, we don't say anything about it, and that is changing. Like we need to be speaking up about all of these things that we just keep hidden in the dark, because Spirit is saying for so long as humans, we have left, you know, the power in the hands of one person, or we have left the power in the hands of one thing, because it's a great way for us to just be like, whatever, forget about it and not focus on it. And you know, it's easy to say that like speaking up isn't going to change anything. It's easy to say that, and it honestly is it's the coward's way out, you know? Like it is like saying, you know, well, me saying anything isn't going to change anything. It's the coward's way out, you know? It really is, because you know that you're being called to do something. You know that you're being called to be a little less selfish. You know that you're being called to speak up for someone, okay? Specifically, we've seen it, you know, in 2020, the racism that's happening, not only, you know, like specifically in the United States, and, you know, homophobia, different things like that. And it's like, we know it's happening, yet we just like, a lot of people just choose not to see it, but it feels like that's not important right now. It feels like we need to choose to see it and to understand that we can make a difference by speaking up for it and like voicing our own opinions to make those changes happen, and not just rely on this bigger power, meaning like I feel like the government, to make these changes for us, okay? Because do they care about us? I don't know. You know, that's, you know, a discussion for another day, but that just feels like it's coming through. And even I'm just getting like, Spirit keeps referring to like the domino effect over through the 25th through the 31st of like, you know, speaking up in your own household or in your own community, and how that can have a domino effect. You know, we want to think of it in a way of like, how can I change the world? When really it starts with like, how can I change one person? How can I change the mind of one person for the better? Or like, you know, how can I change one thing? And then one thing turns into two, and that's how you change the world. You know what I mean? Don't be too ambitious, because then you'll, you know, spiral out of control because you'll never be able to do it. So start small and it will turn into a larger movement is kind of what I'm getting. Okay, let's see what else is coming up from the 25th through the 31st. Okay, it's interesting. There's a lot around like independence as well. Spirit is like showing me Moana, like traveling beyond the island that you've been trapped in. Maybe some of you, this is talking about needing to get outside of your comfort zone, because Moana talks all about exploration and expansion and traveling elsewhere. Spirit is also encouraging the collective to go to bigger new places, challenge yourself to get outside of your comfort zone and to do something different than what you've been doing. Challenge yourself to explore beyond what makes you feel comfortable, okay? And make way for new things, okay? Is there anything else that the collective needs to know around the 25th through the 31st? I'm hearing like butting into your conversations, like people are butting into your conversations. I don't know why I'm hearing butting into your conversations. I'm also hearing like a Maltese. Maybe some of you have that kind of dog. I think that's what it's called, a Maltese. What is that dog called? Some of you maybe have that dog, I'm getting. Let's see. Banding together. Also, I'm getting a lot of energy around finding your soul tribe, and how if you have an opinion or you want to speak your truth and your truth is aligned with someone else's truth, how joining together with that person can make your truth even more powerful. So it's also like building alliances, Spirit is saying, with people that you trust, and you know, over the next week, building alliances with like your soul tribe and like forming your own opinions, like smaller groups forming their own opinions. And I think I talked about this in the last collective reading. And so we'll see how that's going to play out. Okay, guys, I'm just channeling this information. I don't know how it's going to play out. I do want to get a card for you though, to kind of guide you over the next week. Some of you are going to be having surgery over the 25th through the 31st, or like you're gonna schedule a surgery finally. There's something about scheduling a surgery. Let's see. The answers you need are coming, so there seems to be some clarity coming. And you also have don't let pride get in the way. Yes, don't let pride, ego, selfishness get in the way. Okay? The answers you need are coming. Let me see something. What else is coming for the collective 25th through the 31st? Let's see. Okay. So another message that's coming through, there's a big wave of change coming through that's going to flood. It's like there is change coming. And it feels like this change is coming from individuals. Like, it does not feel like the government is making that decision to like make that change. It feels like it's an individual's voice who's speaking up for something, which is then going to instill that change. So I'm seeing like movements, I'm seeing protest, I'm seeing like marches in favor of certain things, and more people vocally speaking their truth, and individuals realizing that building alliances with others can make a change and make a difference. So, you know, if you see something and you know it's not right, speak up about it. And if you see something happening within your own household or with family members and you know it's not right, but you just say, you know, whatever, like that's just how they are. No, it's like Spirit's like, speak your truth, you know, say what needs to be said. Okay, interesting. Is there any other collective messages for the 25th to the 31st? I'm hearing like but, like there's so many buts holding us back. Like, but this and but that, like no, like get rid of the but, get rid of but in your sentences, Spirit is saying. And what I mean by that is like, I could do it, but like get rid of that. Like you can do it. You know what I mean? I could do it, but, you know, like get rid of the but in your sentences, Spirit is saying. Get rid of the but. Let's see. I'm also hearing chronological order, like events are going to be playing out in chronological order. Like there's a series of events that's going to be taking place over the next couple of months. I just see forward movement in the right direction, but it feels like this change is coming from individuals. So I don't know. Let me know if this resonated, or let me know what you thought about this. I'm just as surprised when I channel through this information as you guys are. Let me know like what pieces interested you. Let me know how these themes play out in your own life. Is there any last minute things, Spirit? I want to make sure I got everything. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let me know. Comment down below. I love to hear like what you guys have to say about all the messages that came through. Yeah, so just let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, click notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.